Hi, I'm Betty Law.
And I'm Alex Cutler.
And here's another episode of Who's News. In light of recent safety concerns, UVA introduced Safe Walk, where students can call a hotline for a companion to walk them home. That's right, you can now hire an escort to make sure your evening has a happy ending.
The Cavalier Daily reported that an increasing number of first years are abstaining from drinking. Here to give their perspective on the matter are some of Who's News' very own first-year staffers.
Dude, I don't know what they're talking about. I'm so smashed right now that if I tried to calculate the solution to a second-order inexact ODE, I would make some sort of elementary error in calculating...
Nerd! No first years were harmed in the making of that segment.
Students staying in Charlottesville over spring break will be glad to hear that Crossroads is staying open thanks to an initiative dubbed Hula Day Dining, because nothing says a spring hula day like new and painful sensations in your asshole.
3 University of Virginia football players visiting JMU were arrested for assault and battery and burglary. It's disappointing that we didn't see that level of aggression on the field this past year, boys. But on the plus side, you're only 2 murders and a carjacking short of the NFL average, so keep living the dream.
It's that time again. The list of next year's Lonnies has been revealed. With us today is one of the applicants who didn't make the cut, Mackenzie Bonnycastle. Miss Bonnycastle, are you surprised with the results?
Surprised? What? No. Well, maybe a little. I mean, I volunteer a buttload, okay? And I'm the secretary at Gamma Rho Zeta, and my notes have been described as immaculate. And yes, my great-great-great-uncle is the man for which the dorm is named. So yeah, I'm a little surprised.
Right. Do you think that...
That the committee made a huge mistake? Maybe. I mean, they might want to reconsider after they get a very sternly worded letter from my father, who donates a lot to this university. Very stern.
It's just that...
Who are you? Why are you asking me all these questions? I don't have to answer to you, okay? I'm a Bonnycastle. I am out of here. Very stern.
Thank you to Miss Bonnycastle for her time. Alex?
The IBM supercomputer known as Watson recently dominated the competition on Jeopardy! Although it still made some laughable errors, such as calling Toronto a U.S. city. The conclusion we can draw from this is that while computers will likely rise up against Americans soon, they'll probably miss and bomb Canada instead.
Borders filed for bankruptcy earlier this month. If you're a med student looking for overpriced textbooks, you'll have to go to Barnes & Noble's because you're all doctors without borders now. Who wrote this shit?
7-time Tour de France winner Lance Armstrong recently announced his retirement from the world of cycling. Really, Lance? After 7 titles? Quitter.
Women's lacrosse teams in universities all over the nation are calling for a ban on wearing helmets. While supporters of the ban say that protective gear can actually lead to more violent gameplay and injuries, we know that they just don't want to mess up their hair.
And now, joining us for a special preview of this year's Oscars is Who's News' own senior Hollywood correspondent, Nicole D'Antonio. Nicole.
Thank you. First off, I'm extremely excited to announce that we are just days away from this year's 83rd Annual Academy Awards ceremony. The hosts for the evening will be Anne Hathaway and James Franco. And we are in for a special evening that will include a dance number, a memorable tribute, and possibly James Franco cutting off his own arm if the Oscars are to run over again. And now, my nominees for this year's best films include Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 1 and The Social Network. One is a film where young people have banded together in order to stop an evil monster from forcing world domination on us all. The other has wizards. And leading the pack for this year's worst film, which has earned Worst Director, Worst Picture, Worst Remake, Worst Screenplay, Worst Screen Couple and Ensemble, and, starting its own category, the worst misuse of eye-gouging 3D is, drumroll please, Avatar.
Oh, you mean Avatar: The Last Airbender?
No, just Avatar. I hated that movie. So, this has been the Oscars Update. Remember, you heard it here first on Who's News. That's all, folks. Seacrest out.
Thanks again, Nicole. Well, this has been another exciting episode of Who's News. I'm Alex Cutler.
And I'm Betty Law.
We'll see you next time.
Nerd!